Hello and welcome to Beyond the Tortilla, where we discuss the evolution of Mexican culture and cuisine. I'm your host, Sydney Alegria. In today's episode, I'm going to be going over the overall culture and tradition of Mexican culture. I'll also be including the various dishes involved in the culture and how the culture ties into the change of these dishes over time. I am now briefly going to talk about the basics of Mexican culture. Mexican culture is constantly changing as years go on, but has always had the same derivatives that continue to stay in the culture today. From the beginning with the Olmec to the developing with the Aztecs, Mexican culture continues to keep most aspects regarding some food options, vibrant celebrations, and food preparations as well. According to the passage, Everything You Need to Know About Mexican Culture and Traditions, it talks of the important day that gave the many Mexican citizens freedom and independence. This statement being, quote, "One of the most important days for Mexicans is Mexican Independence Day, which celebrates the country's independence from Spain in 1810, end quote. This day was not only a celebration for Spain, but also for the culture as a whole, as from then on they have been declared freedom, which they did not have for a long time before. As we move on to the discussion of Mexican cuisine, I would like you all to imagine the steaming sound of fajitas being brought to your table at a Mexican restaurant and the aroma of fresh bell peppers and steak. Mexican cuisine is always first thought of the basics in a traditional Mexican restaurant. These things being tacos, fajitas, quesadillas, and many more unique dishes. However, no one has fully thought of what these dishes are deprived of. Original Mexican cuisine often consisted of chili peppers, beans, corn, and tomatoes. These things are familiar with many of the dishes I first described. As the cuisine has evolved over the years, these ingredients have been transformed into unique and more complex dishes that many of us enjoy today. As featured in the Mid-Continent Public Library, Origins of Traditional Mexican Cuisine, it states, quote, "The indigenous Aztec and Mayan people utilized maize, corn, beans, tomatoes, squash, cactus, vanilla, domestic turkeys, and chili peppers," end quote. The Aztecs took full advantage of the ingredients and food that they had at the time, and many popular dishes evolved from this fact. As time went on, Spanish conquistadors brought over many new food items. This consisted of many new meat options as well, which brought many new opportunities for Mexican cuisine. The passage also states, quote, "The Spanish conquistadors brought with them pigs, sheep, cows, and chickens. They brought onions, garlic, coronador, limes, paprika, cinnamon, oregano, rice from Asia, and sugar and wheat. Olive oil became a staple too. This allowed people to fry food, though cooking over an open fire or steaming were still common practices. With the influx of sheep and cattle, dairy products began to be infused with the cuisine," end quote. Many more food options became involved in the culture, and the cuisine began to grow as well. As we have now gone into great detail of both Mexican culture and cuisine, I am now going to be discussing the ways the two tie in together. Mexican cuisine has greatly changed over time, and this being due to the change of Mexican culture. Cuisine started off as something small, unlike being full-course meals. It was able to grow through the development of culture in the beginning of the Spanish conquistadors that were able to bring them many more food items that helped to transform the food to how it is today. As stated in the introduction of book Food Cultures of Mexico, Recipes, Customs, and Issues, it states, quote, "This book will try to offer a comprehensive, although concise, account of the development of what the author considers Mexican food, from its Mesoamerican and Liberian origins to its interaction with other cuisines and to its reinvention in recent decades by imaginative chefs," end quote. With this statement being said, it talks about the original origins of Mexican food and where it came from, to how it has had some interactions with different cuisines. These interactions can grow food standard, and availability has been the main reason for Mexican cuisine and culture evolution. Thank you to everyone who has tuned into this podcast. It makes me very happy to be able to talk about the interesting and bizarre facts behind the growth of Mexican cuisine and as well as its culture. Once again, thank you all for listening. My name is Sydney, and this is Beyond the Tortilla.